Very good evening to you. Of yours witnesses, you're us live here on Zimai.com. If you're coming in right now, let us know where exactly you're logging in from. Type in the comment box right there. I saw kids being molested by TB Joshua, the late preacher, before getting onto stage. This is the story
Unmute.
of a woman. She is not alone. There are several others that we're going to keep it muted because there are sounds coming from there. I had to mute you myself because there were some sounds that were disturbing us. Okay, so stranger to the stories that have encircled the late night. Is it 10 years, by the way, Bisola? Into an area that was very scary, an area that not many people wanted to talk about because people felt this is sensitive territory, and yet this is what then led us to look into the conduct of not only TB Joshua but all those around him, and then journalists like myself ended up finding out for ourselves the actual practicals, what was going on here. But quickly, here we
Please
go.
don't forget to send me link so that my friends also can join us.
Wonderful. Doing it straight away.
It's a big day.
It
Like,
is, and it's a very, very big day.
it's opening by someone saying nonsense. It's not nonsense, sweetheart.
Yeah.
It's something you need to learn. I'm here to share my experience so that my past will not be your future.
Wow. Well,
Because
we're hearing it.
people like TB Joshua are still around.
Mm, okay. Right. So you're saying here TB Joshua might be dead, but there's a
Yes,
culture here that we need to study.
that's right.
Well, obvious witnesses, here we go. Press the share button. We are putting this stream into multiple corners of the world. Okay, multiple corners of Africa and the world. And if you yourself, you've got a testimony, you're one of those, you want to say, look, I also experienced this. Maybe this is also your opportunity to speak up. Okay, right. Okay, so I'm going to mute you because there's some sounds. Oh my, yeah, I think we'll have to. He keeps coming and going, and then when he comes back, I think it's disturbing our sounds. I was hoping that Chidi was also going to join us tonight, and I'm wondering where he is.
I
Doc
can't
Chidi.
wait to get the link.
Sorry?
I can't wait to get the link.
Wow. Well, here we go. Here we go. Okay. Right. Press the press the share button. Those who are coming in right now, press the share button. By the way, we're hearing today the story. We're hearing an account of someone who is speaking out of what she says she experienced.
I
And
am an evidence. I'm the evidence.
you yourself.
Yes, as an African woman, I should be ashamed of myself to say I was involved in it so that you can understand the gravity of what is happening behind the closed doors of many pastors.
But today we're going to hear your account here in what you're bringing out about
someone said she was dead, but I she now reason, yeah, that's the rumor they pass around that I was dead. I am alive and well.
So they advertised you as a dead person.
That's right.
What was the context behind advertising you as a dead person?
Advertise me as a dead person, so because he believed what he has done to take me out, the way he takes people out, he thought maybe it was real. Then the second reason was that he wants to deceive people so that they will be afraid that anyone that say that called him out will be dead. So people will be afraid. They'll be afraid of him. They don't want to talk negatively about him. You understand? So those are the reasons. It was.
But who exactly said this? Can you relate there? Because you're not being specific.
Who exactly said
that you had died?
TB Joshua himself. TB Joshua.
Well, here we are. If you're a follower of TB Joshua or his church here, and you were there during this time, 2010, and you say that this is not true, lift your hand. We'll give you even a call number that you can call and say this is not true. This is tonight's session is about hearing the account, but hearing the facts here. We're going to probe, we're going to grill this complainant on this case. I never got this opportunity over the years. It's only today that it is being availed to me. Right. So here we go. We're going to start right now.
Sorry, there is a question that popped up. Please ask me. Somebody is saying, why do you go back to beg, to apologize? Why did I do that? Please ask me. You know, it's getting complicated, you know, to some people. So that's why we need to keep the conversation going so that we can continue talking about it. If we don't talk about it, some people will live with lies throughout their lifetime. And this I have been saying, please, don't call anybody Jezebel. Don't call anybody. I'm not even offended. But you should be able to have a decent conversation. You should be able to establish your point without using gutter language. But when you see the follower of charlatans, they have something in common. They keep calling you bad names. They keep cursing you. They keep abusing you. You understand? So, please.
Wow. Quickly.
Okay.
Abusing you. For the link. You understand? So, please.
Well, here we go. Here we go.
Okay. Abusing you. You understand? So, please.
Okay. So quickly, we're starting now. Here we go. I think we're really having problems with Howard's connection. We're going to have to remove him from the stream because it's not working. I think I'll connect him over the phone.
Okay, please, Dr. Chidi is asking for link.
Sorry?
Dr. Chidi is asking for link.
Okay, I sent him the link.
Okay.
I did send him the link. Okay. But he's not here. Okay.
But you need to send me to.
You have muted me, Simba.
Oh yeah, I had to mute you because there were sounds that were coming from you. So if I mute you, there's a purpose for that. There were sounds that were coming from there, so they were kind of interfering with the. They were too loud from your device. And so is Chidi here, please?
He calls me.
Oh, can you hear me now? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, so quickly, let's start now.
Okay. All right. He said it's coming.
Right. Okay, is he here now?
He said he's coming. I've shared him the link. And also, maybe I should share you my YouTube so that they can go there and spoil themselves.
Okay, here we go. Okay, I think Chidi is not here, so I think we're gonna go ahead here.
I still have muted you.
Right, so right now we are also putting Bisola's YouTube account, those who want to continue after this session, to follow her and hear her story. So we're giving you the link here so you can also follow her outside of this program. Okay, quickly, we're starting right now, our viewers, readers, and listeners. And we won't take long here. We'll go in straight. Okay. So here we go, Bisola.
Yes, sir.
Why did it take you so long to expose TB Joshua? Here, quickly. I'm gonna start having you to answer a few questions, and then after that, we'll make it an open floor. Okay.
Okay.
Why has it taken you so long? Why did you wait for TB Joshua to die before you could start speaking? That's a major question there from the floor.
I left synagogue 2008, and since 2008, I have been talking. What I just want to say is that lies travels very fast. Lies sells very ever. So I have not waited till now. I have been on different platforms talking about my experiences at the synagogue in order to help humanity so that they will not fall into the error I fell into. And even while talking, you can go on YouTube, you check Bisola F. Ziba out. And also my talk has produced 3 books. See, before I wrote this book 2015, and it has been taken to TB Joshua. I wrote this book in 2019. So I have not been quiet. And I've written another book, which is not here now, on Christ the Rock. You can get it on Amazon. So I have not waited till now. I have been talking all along. And TB Joshua has not deemed it fit to take me to court because he knew that I was telling the truth.
Wow, so there's an answer there. Anyone still dispute that? Anyone still have questions there? You've heard it there. The first time that I saw Bisola was, I think, about 10 years ago. and I tried to follow. Yeah, sorry.
13 years. 13 years.
Yes.
I've been talking 13 years.
Wow. Yeah, but I started seeing your videos on YouTube about 10 years ago, and I couldn't understand where things were coming from, where things were going. And later on, I heard from critics who alleged that you were demon possessed.
And I was having mental problem.
Yes.
Can a mad woman wrote a volume like
You the host is muted you.
Okay, sorry, Wanyoni, we can hear you. We can hear you speaking. You've not been muted. And when you're speaking like that, it's disrupting.
Unintelligent woman wrote these volumes. If I was mad, all 14 years in the city, is one squinted eye, it couldn't heal me. There are a lot of sick people as disciples in the synagogue. Just because of our intelligence and because of spiritual things is tapping from us, that is why he wants us to remain with him. And I was not sent away from the synagogue. I was not kicked out. I intentionally, forcefully left because I realized that place is a gate to hellfire. So, Laureate, if I don't know if you are a writer. If you are if you are not a writer, maybe you should just wish yourself mentor so that you'll be able to write some stuff that will benefit humanity. We don't want people to fight. Don't fight. Don't curse yourself. Just listen. Just listen. Just listen. And have critical thinking. Think deep. I said I live with him. I hate with him. The book of John, 1 John 1:1 says, John was talking. He said, we are talking about what we interacted with. We are talking about what we handled. We are talking about what we heard directly. So John was saying that what he was telling the people was not a second-hand information. So what I am telling you tonight is not a second-hand information. It is my experience, what I touched, what I handled.
Right, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. I still have some people saying that they never heard any accusations against TB Joshua until in the last few days. I still see people commenting such.
As I have said, lies travels far. Go on YouTube, please. You are a human being. You are created in the image and in the likeness of God. What does that supposed to mean? That means you should have common sense. You should think like God. You should think higher. Don't take my word for it. Go on YouTube and type. It's just a typing away from you. So don't say, I'm just coming now. All right? Just type Bisola Epsiba Johnson, Evangelist Bisola Johnson. You just type. Thank you, Marcia. The truth is very slow. The truth is very slow. The truth is not meant for majority. had said in the book of Matthew 7:13-14. Please, I'm quoting word for you. Listen and check, just like the people. Jesus said in the book of Matthew 7:13-14, he said, the kingdom of God has narrow way, only few find it. When you read that passage, it should get you thinking. But the kingdom of Satan has big way and multitude go into it. Before TB Joshua was brought down from YouTube, he had 1.8 million. That is too multitude. Because they are doing it does not make it right. All right? So I'm telling you, truth is not for the majority. It is for those people who have critical thinking and follow their conviction, even to the last. Following God is a lonely road, is a lonely journey. It's not for collective people. Until Christ comes and he rapture his people, that is when should just be fellowship. You fellowship, not people who are putting down organization in order to deceive you. When they don't have job, they start this organization and you continue to sponsor them. You continue to sponsor them because they have lied to you. I have been to Fatai, I call him Fatai, TB Joshua's village. They are as poor as a church rat. But you sponsor him to buy private jets and to have what he has today. He deceived you big time. Come on my YouTube, you will hear more because I know the time here may not be enough.
Wow,
you know,
somebody quickly
paid 1,000 pounds sterling, 1,000 pounds sterling to see a charlatan, 1,000 pounds sterling to see an herbalist, 1,000 pounds sterling to see a sangoma, 1,000 pounds sterling to see an occultist, 1,000 pounds sterling to see a satanist. And Jesus is saying in John 4, verse 21 down to 24, he said a time come and the time is now that the people of God do not need to be going from Jerusalem to Samaria in order to seek God, because God is spirit, and those who worship him must worship him in the spirit and in truth. The God of the mountain is the same God in the valley. God is spirit. He is there with you in your house. You can call him at home. You can imagine some people that left South Africa and many nations. They paid their way through and they went to die in a collapse. And they sacrificed them to the God in the synagogue. Can't you wake up? And every time, TB Joshua will be sending money to those people in South Africa. There was a time I warned them. I said, paying for your soul is paying for your soul. There was a pastor who took my counsel. When they brought money, the pastor said, I don't need your money again. Why is he interested in sending them money? Collecting money from an occultist is a point of exchange. When you take what they have, they take what you have. That is a lesson. That is a school, is a plus for this program. Please, you need to learn. Please, can you send me the link so that I can share it with my friends on Facebook?
Oh, absolutely. Oh my God, I think we've lost her. Where is she? Sorry, I've got her back here. Okay. Yeah, definitely. But quickly, I would like to relate to that. And I want to say, Bisola, when it comes to what you mentioned there, the truth is slow. I would like to tell you from my own personal experience as a journalist covering these stories. I have been approached by TB Joshua's his own mentee and associate, Walter Maguire, to pay me so that I suppress these stories. I mean, and so I pave the way so for him to operate smoothly without being critiqued. And this was 5 years after he got a young woman killed called Chipo Chakanyuka in 2014, a woman who he bedded. And it was also 3 years after TB Joshua himself. I mean, when Walter Maguire approached me, TB Joshua himself had telephoned another woman who was bedded by Walter Maguire, and excuse me, I used the wrong word. Who was literally molested by Walter Maguire, and offering her a ticket to fly from Zimbabwe to Nigeria, disrupting a legal process, a police investigation that was being conducted. And hear me, I have been approached myself. And I also want to state here, the journalists who worked on Chipo Chakanyuka's story in 2014 were paid by Walter Maguire. And I'm trying to relate to what is possibly happening here in Nigeria. I can't say this is exactly what's happening there, but I have a personal experience of how journalists are approached to destroy the truth so that the public hear and have you continue, Bisola. We've lost you now. Oh, sorry. We are back now. You're back. Yeah, please.
Just to contribute what you have said, do you know if that girl had visited Nigeria, by the time she returned to Zimbabwe, that, it has happened over time that TB Joshua will invite some people who he believed that they are problem to him. And by the time they get home,
do you think so?
Dead. Yes. They are dead. All right. And you can ask, we can check from the master himself. He was criticized. He was challenged. He was questioned. And what he was saying is, Father, forgive them. And it also taught his followers, when Peter took a sword to cut somebody's hair, he said, no, that is not the way to go. If these people are children of God, is this what they are saying? Are those words Jesus would have said? And that is why Jesus said, by their fruits you will know them. When somebody is saying God punish you, when somebody is saying, terrible things, you can imagine by their fruits. Are these words of the master or words of Satan? God is a good God. Amen. So if you are in the Lord, he's not punishing you, because when he sees you, he's looking at his son, Jesus Christ, who died on the cross. The punishment was once on Christ on the cross. That was the reason why he shouted, Father, Father, why do you forsake me? He was forsaken so that you and I that believe in him will not be forsaken. So, my God, cannot punish me. Maybe you should come to my side. Your God must be very wicked. My God is not wicked. So I am sharing what I have seen. I am sharing what I have experienced in the synagogue of Satan in Lagos, Nigeria. Many people who are even talking now, they might have never been to the synagogue. It's what they see on Emmanuel TV they are acting on. Let me tell you, don't be blinded. And I leave you in the living room and I go into the kitchen. It is between me and God what I mix together. You don't know what I mix together. So what you see on Emmanuel TV is not total truth. What you see on Emmanuel TV is script. What we have arranged for you. What you see on Emmanuel TV is makeup. Look at my lips. This is not the color of my lips. You don't know if my lips is pink. You don't know if my lips is black until I remove this color. This color is what you are seeing on Emmanuel TV. You don't know the real color. You don't know what happened behind the screen. I have been in the synagogue, and before the service, TB Joshua has called me in personally to have sex with me. All right? So, and it has happened to little children. They normally screen, that's what they use. They screen, they question youth. I was also one of those people that coordinates youth in the synagogue. When it is time, TB Joshua will ask us to bring the girls, and they will be asking them, are you a virgin? Are you a virgin? Those who are virgin will be assigned to one lady called Miss. They will take them to the medical department to test them. You can imagine the desperation. So after testing them and they confirmed, they will be asked to come into the synagogue. Then, before you know what is happening, they will be called into TB Joshua's bedroom. And before you know what is happening, many of them, they will get pregnant and they will go for abortions. They will go for abortions. Yes. There are some that had abortion, they died. And there are some that had abortions and they removed their womb. You can imagine there is a girl that you know very well. Her name is Anu. She's one of the choir girls. And there is another one called Bosse. Both of them do not have womb again because of incessant abortions. All right? So if you want me to answer another question, I can.
Well, you know, what you said, you mentioned kids there.
Yes,
you said that kids were.
Kids.
Yes.
Kids.
How old? How old were these kids?
Yes, I'm coming to that. I have seen TB Joshua lying on top of a 6-year-old girl. Go and read this book. It's there. 6-year-old girl. The day I mentioned that on my life, the mother called me, okay? Because all of them, they know what is going on in the synagogue. And there is another girl, 8-year-old girl. When the mother of the girl, Pelumi, when she saw that her activities was not understanding to her, they flew her to US. And by the time she was 10, going to 11, she became pregnant. And they asked her, why are you doing this? She said, TB Joshua has been introducing her to sex. Are you talking about people that are 11 years, 12 years, 13 years, 14 years? TB Joshua practically keep an harem, like Muslims. He kept harem of women of different classes. TB Joshua sleeps with mother and child. TB Joshua sleeps with twins. There is a case in Nigeria in High Court. See, when we are talking, we are giving you facts and figures. When we are talking, we are giving you facts and figures. There is a case in the courtroom where he molested 3 girls of the same father, the same mother, when they were minor. When the parents got to know, they almost had heart attack. That was the reason why they took him to court. Me, I cannot take him to court because I was an adult when he so what I thought, what I begin to do was to start sensitizing people, telling my experiences so that people can learn, so that you can learn. It may be in your church, your pastor may caution. And when people like TB Joshua have sex with you, what he has done is that he has put mark of Satan on you. Let me tell you a scenario. Let me give you a scenario. There was one day, pastor, you know, people that goes to all this uniform church, I don't know if you have them in Zimbabwe, like Celestial Church of they visit TB Joshua, and many herbalists.
Why do you call him Fatai? What is Fatai?
That is his name. That is his birth name. He's a Muslim. He's a Muslim. He has never changed. Ask him.
Is it?
Yes, ask him. At what point were you converted? The Bible says all have sinned and come to please help me. Through Adamic nature. When Christ comes, we have to, it has to be intention. It has to be an intentional act for you to receive Christ into your life. That's why the Bible says in the book of John 1:11, it says he come to his own rejected him. But as many that will believe and accept and accepted him, he has given them power. Fatai, when did you make that intention of receiving Christ? Fatai will tell you that he received Jesus inside his mother's womb. That is why in Nigeria, the Christian body, the Association of Nigeria, they refuse to receive him into the body, into the association body. They ask him, when did you give your life, when did you surrender your life to Jesus Christ? What is your Christian story? They ask him, who is your mentor? Who is your mentor in the Christianity, in Christendom? He said he received Christ, an anointing inside his mother's womb. You know, he's an unlettered man, but before he died, he has improved himself. So he said he received Jesus in his mother's womb. The mother was an Elijah till she died. And I also documented how the mother died. TB Joshua killed his mother. It's in this book. I don't want to delay.
Oh, that's very strong.
Yes, that's very strong. I know what I'm talking about. You understand? I said I lived. I was not going and visiting and coming. I practically lived there in the synagogue. Okay?
Physically, so you were a resident. You were actually, you were a resident there.
Yes. Sometimes we sleep over inside Fatai's bedroom. His sex slaves. Because every night he can call you in and ask you to come and massage his body while he's naked. You understand? One of the three girls that he molested. I remember when that girl newly entered into the synagogue. She was 14 years old. One night, massage his body. Then he called that girl too, because TB Joshua usually do orgies. Sometimes we may be 5, sometimes we may be 6, okay? But this night, he called that girl, and that girl was with us. So while I was putting powder and massaging his body, the girl too was rubbing his hand. Because I was molested. I remember when that girl entered into the synagogue. She was 14 years old. Voice was one night coming in. Fatai called me.
Sorry, I think
so he was using the girl's hand to rub his penis. Please watch me. Because the girl was a minor. The guy did like this. No, sir. No, sir. That was exactly how the girl behaved. He just said, no, sir. No, sir. Then after some time, TB Joshua said I should go back to my work in the studio. The girl was alone with him. Every night, he normally called the girl. After some time, we saw that the girl became bold. You know, that means she has been inducted. If you have sex with people like TB Joshua, you have had mark of a prophet from all this white garment church visited TB Joshua. They were together in a room. Then at a time, they called me out of the studio. They said TB Joshua wanted to see me. So I went to where they were. So when I got there, the man was coming out of. So TB Joshua told me that I should go into one of the rooms. I should go into one of the rooms that he pointed, that I should take the waste basket and take it out. Inside me, I was thinking, there are a lot of girls here. Why did he call me? I was busy in the studio, editing and doing voiceover. I was the only voiceover when TB Joshua started. See, I have evidence. I can give you those videos. Where all his videos, I was the one doing voicing over. I was the one doing video editing, okay? Till synagogue will close down. There's no how they will mention Bisola that they will forget, all right? So when I entered into the room, but I did not see any waste in the basket. Not knowing that TB Joshua was following me, when he got in, he pushed me on the bed and lay flat on me. He lay flat on me. He did not do anything sexually. You understand? That day, he just laid on me. And after some time, he stood up and he went. Do you know, since that time, I always, in my dream, I see crocodile, a big crocodile lying on me. Until years later that you may not believe all this spiritual story, but this is my story. This is my truth. This is my experience. Until later in years, I started praying before I got delivered. Before I don't see that again. I was seeing that lying on me. I don't know what that prophet brought for him to try on me. You understand? So there are many people, some pastors, some prophets has had sex with you. You know what you are going through. You know what you are going through. So I'm listening.
Okay, I apologize. I think we're getting some sounds there. I had to mute my own microphone there. But quickly, I just want to ask here, and we're joined here by Dr. Chidi, and Chidi had done a program earlier on a few days ago. Good evening to you, sir. I hope you can hear me there.
Yes.
You can unmute yourself just to say hello.
Yes, I can hear you. Hello, everybody. Thank you.
Okay, beautiful. And viewers, witnesses, this is a man, he runs another channel, but he's also a politician in Nigeria. And he had done the first interviews. But anyway, quickly, back to you, Bisola.
Yes.
I would like to ask you about it. Some people are mocking you here, like literally mocking you. And some, yes,
them.
but there's a certain aspect that I want to touch on here. Some are saying because you have your eyes, okay, and I'm going to be very direct because I've got to hit at this and just confront it head on.
Yes.
I've got a genre of people here who are saying because one of your eyes is different from the other, then there's something wrong with you. And I want to invite such a person here. If you are here and you're watching the stream and you're saying, because, according to you, what you're saying here, because there's something wrong with her. And I just need you to type in the comment box there. Perhaps I could even have you here. Because I myself, as I'm talking here, as you can see, my own facial features are different. One side is different from the other. As you can see, it's as if my face is like this. I'm different, right? Does this mean there's something wrong with me? Other people have got hair. They don't have hair here in the middle here. Does it mean that we shouldn't listen to someone like that? Does it discredit someone's position just because they look different, just because you're black or you're white or you're a man or but particularly here, your facials?
And this has always been how my eyes were. And TB Joshua saw it. And he impressed on me that God wants to use me in the synagogue. So you are following him, you see your life, you have different lives, different mentality. Your master called me and said, under must, I must stay with him.
Did TB Joshua say that you were going to be healed? Your eyes were going to be healed. Did I hear you right there?
I went to the synagogue for something different. Okay? And all the time I've been in the synagogue, we never discussed about my eye. And with this eye, I was in charge of international visitors. With this eye, I was in charge of the heart of TB Joshua, the studio. I was the voiceover artist. I was the administration. Okay? top level in administrative department. So if anything is wrong, there are some names that comes into TB Joshua's mouth. I top the list. Okay? If when visitors come, he invites me. I have preached inside the synagogue before. Okay? So I was in the evangelical department. All right? So what are you telling me?
Okay, and then here's a question here. Here's a question here. And I think this one here, I'll ask Dr. Chidi to read it. Dr. Chidi, I'm sure you can see it on the screen here. There's a question here by Regina Magaisa.
Okay, you want me to answer the question?
Read it, please, and maybe handle it.
Oh, well, thank you so much, my brother. The question is from Regina Magaisa. I hope I got it correctly. Report her to the police. The kids were molested and she decided not to say anything really. Well, I'm gonna let our sister keep talking, and when you want me to make comments, I would like to make a few comments.
Just handle. You feel free to handle it, please, because I think we need to move on from there. We don't have much time.
Yeah. Okay. So thank you so much for having me. Viewers need to understand about Nigeria. I don't think people understand. Nigeria has extremes of both sides, and I've been, because this is an African audience, is what you're hearing from Bisola is just one in many things that are happening both in Nigeria and in Africa in general. And it is so frustrating. I really that upon all the efforts of people like you, people like me, people like Bisola, for years, we're talking about 10 years, 12 years, 15 years, and people are here saying, now, she's just talking now, they should do something now. It shows the level of ignorance that we have in Africa. And it shows me that a lot of these people are either under this condition we're talking about right now, or they are going to be deceived. A lot of people are still going to die. This is a very serious issue. We're not just talking about TB Joshua or dying or not dying. We're talking about more people are going to die. More of you who have AIDS are going to go and take water from people like TB Joshua, and you will drink it and you will die. More of you, you still you follow people like Pastor Alf, Luca, and Bashiru, but that's a story for another day, and Apostle Johnson Suleiman. You're still going to follow them, and unfortunately, most of you are going to die. This lady is telling you about things that happened when she was under the influence of this man. She wasn't in her right senses at that period. Don't you understand? When someone has so much influence over you mentally that you are just like a robot to them. She's telling you, you're not listening, or maybe you're not hearing her say straight away that TB Joshua had sex with her. Don't you know a lot of women who are in abusive relationships? Haven't you seen a wife who has been with a man for 10 years or so? The man is beating her, the man is abusing her, molesting her, and you're saying, oh, why didn't you leave since the first year he started it? So I find it utterly very, very insulting for you to be looking at a lady who has survived abuse and all of everything. She has been in court. If you don't know, she has given evidence in court. There are courts in Nigeria. The authorities know about what we are talking about. So it's more than arrest. Should not arrest her. when TB Joshua was alive. That's one fact that people have failed to consider. TB Joshua is a billionaire. He bought the Nigerian authorities when the building collapsed on the people. He can buy any lawyer he wants. Why is it that little Bisola, he did not buy lawyers to keep her shut? Instead, she will tell you that the lady was dead. He wouldn't want you to dig. So that's how I want to treat this case. I'm more concerned about just to save these people. This is public service that we're doing. We are trying to open your eyes, and you keep saying nonsense. You keep saying it doesn't make sense. Fine, you can take a horse to the stream, but you cannot force it to drink. Unfortunately, a lot of people will still die at the hands of so many pastors who are not TB Joshua. And by the way, let me tell you, the person talking to you is Reverend Dr. Chidi. So I'm a pastor. I know what I'm talking to you about, both from the physical and the spiritual. So when we are talking, we're not talking out of ignorance. We are talking out of trying to help you. Thank you so much.
And sorry, and I want to deal with this question because the synagogue has deceived a lot of people for too long. Somebody asked a very good question. Why did you return to beg? Why did you return to beg? So I want to make a statement now. I never returned to beg. Since I left the synagogue February 8, 2008, I never returned. What the synagogue or TB Joshua the liar is showing you is the video of what happened when I was in the synagogue. If you are in the synagogue, because TB Joshua is smart, okay? Unfortunately, he's smart. When we were together, if you offend him, he knew, he always know that there's no how he can deceive all the people all the time. It's just for some time. He believed that if I leave because of so much things I have seen, all right, I may go out, and he needed something to discredit me. So if you can't live with somebody for 14 years that you will not offend each other, but if you commit an error, you will be asked to go and give confession. All right, open confession that I'm sorry, so. So these are the videos this guy is giving you. In Uganda, they call him Pastor Kakande, Samuel Kakande, very rich. He visited the synagogue and he sponsored TB Joshua a lot. Sometimes if TB Joshua, aside Pastor Chris Oyakilome, who first bought TB Joshua the first Jeep he will ever use in life, Monterio. Samuel Kakande was the second person who gave TB Joshua another Jeep, and later another Jeep, later another Jeep. Okay? But the man has a problem. The wife was HIV positive. After putting the wife on prayer line for many times, the wife was not healed. TB Joshua sent me to Pastor Kakande that he should divorce the woman. Then one day, because I was visitors coordinator, one day, Kakande confided in me that when the wife was discovered to be HIV positive, because he was rich, the family of the wife gave him the junior sister of the wife to be having children for him. As at that time, that woman has a baby boy for him. Because we were TB Joshua informants, Whatever we hear from visitors, we quickly tell him. All right? He was using us. But they say he that comes to equity must come with a clean hand. Every time I come on a platform like this, I use that time to give my confession because I was. And I quickly told TB Joshua, we forgot it. A pastor here who is sleeping with 2 sisters, and the junior sister is in your house with a boy. All right? The junior sister is here with a boy. So Kakande called me and said, his secret is open, because I pretended to him as if I didn't discuss with TB Joshua. So then I said, maybe you should come out to accept the prophecy so that you can be delivered. But I said he should wait because he's a big time visitor. For me, I thought maybe we should not disgrace him. Then somebody came to call me that TB Joshua said I should meet him at the downside of the church. So I went to meet him. Do you know what he said to me? Go and ask him to come out. We will use that on him. So I went to meet Kakande. I said, maybe you should come out, because they don't know. They don't know how, if TB Joshua do a kind of sign, we that lived with him, we know. All right? So then I asked him to come out. And that video was kept in the studio. All right? In case Kakande want to mess up, they will bring that out. So I never went back. TB Joshua just deceived you because he saw that you may believe me. And he know that I have limited, how will I call it? Limited weapon to go all out. He has instruments to address the whole world. He have Emmanuel TV. Me, I can only try my own way. In my own YouTube, I only have 4,000 subscribers. So my listeners are limited. So he spread the broadcast out so that in case you hear me, you should not believe me. I never went back since I left there. There is a girl here. Her name is Biola Oluwole. Please search her. If you want her to call in, she can call in. We both lived in the synagogue. TB Joshua almost took her virginity if something didn't happen to her that very night. She had been invited.
What was that happened? What was that happened?
I'm sorry, I don't want to say, except maybe if she chooses to say.
Right.
You understand? Something happened and yes, Kakande is still alive. You can call him. And the old disciples were around her and she had to be punished, okay? That was the reason she couldn't go upstairs. And when they asked her to go and sit in a place of punishment, it was from there she left the synagogue and went home. Today she's a lawyer. If she had been in the synagogue, she wouldn't have been a lawyer today. Go and see all the girls who stay in the synagogue. They were just there. Some had spent 20 years, 30 years, and all that. See, she said she confirmed that she's there. You can see her. She's in the comment section. She's saying confirmed, I'm here. She can call in if she can call, so that she can tell her own story and why, what happened to her and all that. She could have been, her virginity would have been taken by Fatai that very night.
Well, I'm going to send her the link. Lala Moyo. Who is it, by the way?
Bihola Oluwole. Bihola Oluwole. I think you
Oh, I've seen her. Bihola Oluwole. Bihola
Yes.
Oluwole. I'm going to send you a Facebook. I'm going to send you a Facebook inbox right now from my private account where I'm going to send you the link so you join in. I'm not going to spread our link because, you know, I'm going to only give it to just yourself. So Bihola Oluwole, right? Bihola, I'm sending you a, oh, I think, right. So I can actually send you something right now. Yeah, I'm sending you straight away here. It says we're not connected at all, but if you can accept my message right now, that I'm going to bring this to you. I'm sending you this link here. The link that I've sent you, Biola, is for you to join if you can. I've sent you from my private Facebook. Bihola Oluwole.
Yes.
Right.
Check
Yeah,
your
Bihola.
inbox. Viola, check your inbox if you can.
Check your
Faith, know
inbox right now.
God is
Okay.
not going to
It
punish
says,
anyone. God is a good God, all right?
well,
If
we're
you're
opening.
a wicked God, you can come
Wait.
to our side.
Thank you. We're opening this forum. Today is not the first. Okay. Today is not the first. I think she's calling me now. So let me just pick up her call. Okay. I think, yes, she's calling. Okay. Right. Okay. So just click the link, Bihola. I've sent you the link. Okay. She tried to call back. Okay. But she says we are not contacts. You need to send me a message first, Bihola. I think you've got some privacy settings on your Facebook. That's why.
Okay.
The reason why we cannot communicate is because you have got some privacy settings on your Facebook.
Okay,
Why don't you just click the link? Okay. So I've just notified her to click the link. But we're opening this forum here for the people of. Okay, I think there's an echo, so I'm just going to try and talk here just while I'm muting everyone else. But quickly, I was just saying here, this is an open forum that we're opening. We're literally availing it to the people, not just of Zimbabwe, South Africa, Zambia, but the whole continent, the whole world. If you yourself, you were subjected to sexual abuse or you witness sexual abuse here, if you are one of those people who can even present your evidence statements and evidence that you have, this is your space. Zimai is your news network. And here we've been investigating these cases for a while, for nearly 10 years. But with TB Joshua, I think about 9 years to be precise. So the floor is yours. Even if you're watching the stream later on afterwards, you can still submit what you have, and we'll try our best here. You can also follow Bisola, because she's quite dedicated on this on a YouTube account that we'll put on the link there. And then from there you can then come back here to Zimai, and we want to see here the full story, the full extent of these abuses. By the way, to those who say there are no such abuses, I myself, I'm a personal witness of these things happening myself, okay? And I was approached not once, several times by TB Joshua's own mentee, Walter Magaya, not long ago, as late as 2019. Called me. I can actually play here. I've got the call rep, the video, the audio. I can still restream it here. Approaching me because I am one of the most prominent journalists in Zimbabwe, and the agenda seemed to be, and it was clear anyway. It was not an issue of it seeming to be. It was very clear. The agenda was so that these stories are suppressed, that the truth never comes out on these abuses. I've got this right here. The lady has just joined us, but she just called me on my messenger, and I don't have a way of bringing her in. Hello there. Can you hear me?
Hello, good evening. My name is Biola.
Okay, thank you, Biola. You couldn't click the link, could you?
Yes, I couldn't.
Oh, how come it failed? I'm wondering.
Simba, can you do this? Can she send you her number and you save her number on your phone, then send it to her by WhatsApp?
Okay, by WhatsApp, yeah?
Yeah, let her send you her number, or you can mute yourself and let her call her number to you while we keep talking. And then it's important if you can bring
wonderful.
her here.
Right, Biola, I'm going to send you my WhatsApp number right now. Let's go and communicate on WhatsApp, where I'll send you the link from there, because I think Messenger is going to give us problems.
Exactly. You do that. And Simba, let me just add this. What
Yes,
you're doing is, you know, I'm an activist and I see things from an activist perspective. I see one or two people here who keep trying to defend what is indefensible. I think you need to broaden what you're doing, not just for Africa, because we have Africans all over the world. And it's becoming very embarrassing that while the rest of the world exports so many tangible things to other parts of the world, we in Africa were busy exporting religion that came to us. That's all we can export. So I think this is a disease that is taking over not just Africa, but Africans all over the world. Simba, you're mute. I
was just saying that's very big. You've just touched a very raw nerve there.
I'm telling you, that's all we're good. We're exporting, because you may think this is only in Nigeria and Africa, but when we find ourselves in the diaspora, we are now teaching the white people, teaching the white people that brought the religion to us how it's supposed to be done, and they're all like shocked at us, you know. So it is important that because we are all over the place, we're all over the world. So I need you to take this good work you're doing and expand it. Bring out, there's so many of them. There's so many people like you and me who are not ashamed. I mean, afraid, not ashamed. There's nothing shameful about it. People who are speaking up. We need to speak about the ones that are living now, so that people will not think that we're waiting for them to die. And I know you've been speaking up, and I've been speaking up. They're all over the place. They're all over the place in Nigeria. They are tormenting young girls. They're making them feel that like there's some kind of them initiated in stuff, and they take away, you know what they take away? They take away their confidence, they take away their self-esteem, and they just leave them like walking dead. There are so many ladies in churches who are suffering right now. So many of them. Miriam Chigwidi, he said, why not come and say your stories without advertising your books and YouTube channel? Yesterday, you were looking for money from Dr. Chidi. No, Miriam Chigwidi, this is Dr. Chidi. She was on my program. I was the one. You see how you people can twist stories. Bishola came and she was talking, just like she was talking. Bishola has mentioned so many names here. Don't you people, I have a piece of paper. I have a pen and a piece of paper. Bishola has said names like Belumo. She said names like even the man from Uganda. She talks about real things. You can go and verify it. Some of the people she's calling her name, it is only now that they will realize what happened when the event happened. So Bisola did not come begging me for money. I told Bisola, I said, stop. What did you say about somebody you're helping? And she told me. And then I said, no, we need to raise money for you. That's the problem with people like you. When Bisola is doing this, she has to change from one apartment to another apartment. She has to run and hide for her life.
What's wrong? Can I ask you something? What is wrong? Listen to me. I'm a journalist, but hear me. What is wrong with you, Miriam, advertising your books anywhere, or even your story? Like what you're doing right now, you've just typed in a comment there. You're advertising your ideas, okay? You package your ideas and you put it into a book. You spend money on that, and you want people to read. What's wrong with advertising? I do that every day. I advertise my content out
Exactly.
there.
Exactly.
Yeah. What is wrong with me advertising? What is wrong, and with me asking for money, for donations, so that my work increases? What is wrong? What is wrong with crowdfunding? Miriam, are you aware that there are even governments do crowdfunding, even companies, even leading companies crowdfund. They ask for money. So what is wrong with this, Miriam?
By the way,
lastly, let me ask you, Miriam Chigwiti, did you ever ask TB Joshua such a question?
But Simba, now that she has done this, we need to turn this around. We need to post up Bishola's account number. So any of your people who want to donate money to her, I donated 20,000 naira to her, and we need people. We need to shame people like Miriam. I know that even if it is 1 or 2 people from this program, they're gonna send money to Bisola.
Absolutely.
So I wish, I don't know how we're gonna type it. I wish we can type.
Oh yeah, if she can send me right now and we'll pin it here.
Yeah, Bisola, you need to send the number to Simba so that we'll shame people that think we're joking here.
Yeah, I mean, if TB Joshua could have so much money, could have all those millions, fly private jet,
exactly,
from money that has been donated,
and he advertises.
Have you and then Miriam, I have evidence myself. Okay, if you're saying that Bisola is lying, I have evidence of a woman who TB Joshua was happy for her to suffer, having been molested. Why are you not concerned about that woman? And Miriam, why are you not concerned about that woman? You are a Zimbabwean yourself, about you donating to that woman, that Zimbabwean. Forget about Bisola. What about you donating to that woman? I think for now, let's leave this one. Let's move in. We'll still accommodate. Hear me. We're not dismissing any comments. We appreciate all your comments. Keep them coming. But yeah, do understand here. We are all still trying here to make everything, all ideas have a fair share of a hearing. Okay. I think she's here now. Oh my God, she's here. Wonderful. I think Bihola is here now. Bihola, are you there?
I'm here. Good evening.
Wonderful. Bihola, tell us, is this true what we're being told right now?
It is true. And I will never leave TB Joshua alone, even in death. My mother actually apologized to me on his behalf on Sunday. You know, my mom knows everything that he's doing. He just decided not to leave synagogue. He started crying on Sunday. They've killed man of God. They've killed man of God. They did this, they did that. She now made a statement to me. She said, Bihola, do
you mind getting closer to your device? Because we can't hear you.
Okay, can you hear me clearly now?
It's getting better. Try to get closer, yeah, please. Because I was wondering, yeah, please go ahead. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Thank you.
Okay. On Sunday, Sister Bisola, if you can remember TB Joshua's distant aunt Yayo, she lives in Agege. She is my mom's friend. My mom made a statement on Sunday when TB Joshua died. She said Yayo actually told her that TB Joshua sleeps with young girl in church. That the woman asked her if her daughter ever said same thing to her, and my mom confirmed. So my mom said she decided not to tell me all this why, so as not to call Sister Bisola and tell her everything, because she knows I communicate with Sister Bisola. I said, Mommy, why? She said, because TB Joshua couldn't sleep with me because I escaped. That is why she still went back to the church. I said, but she still did it to other girls, and she still, even in death. Why did you do this to me? Let me tell you my story. I finished WAEC, West African Examination Council, in 2004. Immediately after my WAEC, are you there? Hello?
Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead, please.
Okay. Immediately after my WAEC exam in 2004, I was a very beautiful young girl. I was 15 years old. TB Joshua saw me in church as a member and told my mother she wanted me to work for God. And he was going to send me to school. My mom agreed. In 2005, this woman is late now, Iya Junior. Iya Junior was in TB Joshua's office. TB Joshua was there too. I was asked to come into the office. Iya Junior was asking me in front of TB Joshua, fine girl, are you a virgin? I said yes. Are you sure? I said yes. Iya Junior said, Daddy would like to see you in 5 story. The 5th story, that was TB Joshua's apartment. Sister Bisola, you could remember. 5th story. Daddy would like to see you in 5th story at 11 p.m. We hardly sleep. All disciples in synagogue hardly sleep. So around 11 p.m. was even nothing compared to the time disciples sleeps in church. But unfortunately, I bedwetted that night. I bedwetted, so I couldn't meet up with the appointment. The following morning, I was sent to the car park. My mom had traveled to Kano State. Nobody to take care of me. I suffered a lot. TB Joshua suffered me just because he couldn't sleep with me the previous night.
So sorry, I apologize. I just wanted to ask there, Biola, is this 5th floor of that same building that crashed, or this is 5th floor of another building?
No. The building that crashed was inside the new cathedral. Sister Bisola, am I right?
Yes.
So this 5th floor is rightly behind the main auditorium.
Right. Okay.
I
just had to ask there so that we know that. So TB Joshua never slept in that death building, right? He never slept in there.
Slept there.
No.
So that is a hostel that he dedicated to the same people who were traveling from around the world, who were coming,
Yes.
coming to see him and donate to him.
Exactly. You see this,
and they included our own opposition leader Morgan Changirai. Go ahead, please.
The building that TB Joshua sleeps, for everybody to know, the ground floor printing press. Sister Bisola, follow me if I'm right. Ground floor printing press. 1st floor, the wife's apartment, Yasera's apartment. 2nd floor, I think the boys' dormitory. 3rd floor, I think the girls' dormitory. 4th floor, studio. 5th floor, TB Joshua's apartment. I will never forget it in my life. Slept with at his mountain, Mayowa Ogunaike. Slept with her. That day, the former governor of Abia State came around. Oji Uzo Kadu came to synagogue that day. TB Joshua slept with my friend that night. I have other friends too, Benjamina Adi, and a sister that TB Joshua slept with. You know, if you want to know girls that TB Joshua sleeps with in church, they will be glowing. It gives them money. It's even a competition around girls, in the midst of girls there. If you are not glowing in synagogue, that means TB Joshua is not sleeping with you. Sister Bisola was among the, let me just say, TB Joshua's right hand lady in synagogue when I was there.
Can you give us also the aging, please, of those friends who slept with him?
Yeah, age range. I was 15. I think Benjamina was 14 or 13. Benjamina would be around 29, 30 now. I'm 32.
And that's 2014, 2015. When exactly?
2005.
Or 2005.
Yes, I left there in 2006. Then I went to school and I stopped going to synagogue. My mom begged me. My mom apologized. I said I would never. This was what TB Joshua did to me and my friends, and I would never step my foot in synagogue again. Even other disciples, I told them, they didn't believe me. It was after Sister Bisola left, I contacted her, told her my story, and she said she knew. But she couldn't do anything because she was working for the man till then. Nobody could do anything. Since then, I stopped going to synagogue. But my mom still went there last week Friday because she was Emmanuel TB partner. She was there. She was there shortly before TB Joshua died. She was in church. And she knows everything. But she decided to leave everything for God and not take it up. You see, all these things that TB Joshua is doing, philanthropy, is a lie. If you don't know him, you think he was a good man. It is a lie. Big lie. People insulted me on Instagram. Instant Blog took the post. I commented. People started abusing me. I don't care. I know what I am saying, and I will stand by it every day. And I keep saying it. TB Joshua will never rest in peace. Amen.
See, if it has not happened to you, don't say it doesn't happen to people. You should please ask God for forgiveness. Lots of people are hurting. Please, for me, I'm no longer miserable. That is why you see me, I'm telling my story, I'm not crying. I can be broken, of course, but I'm no longer miserable. God has turned my mess into message for my generation. God has turned my trouble into power so that today I can stand and advise people, all over the world. See, TB Joshua is dead, but there are people like TB Joshua. Look at Magaya. Magaya contacted power. Before TB Joshua died, he tried to contact Magaya. He asked them to go and call all the people he has anointed. You understand? I don't know what he wants to exchange with them. I don't know what he wanted to give them. You see, even Magaya himself came out and said he missed 5 missed calls from TB Joshua. See, some things are unfolding. Just go and get your popcorn. You will hear more frightening things. See, why we are saying this, it's not about TB Joshua. Even when TB Joshua was alive, I always say it. This is not about TB Joshua. It's about you. It's about your children. It's about your family members so that you can learn. Because many of these false prophets, charlatans, they have come into the world. They are Sangoma. They migrated from satanic shrine and they put on the name of church. They are not serving God. They are not serving God. Even right now, there is a fight over TB Joshua's body. The traditional people, they want his body. And when traditional people want your dead body, they want to remove some things which you have eaten. You have eaten from somebody. So somebody else too must eat part of your body. So please, don't vouch for somebody you are not living with. Somebody that after the door is closed, you don't know what is going on. Even you yourself, sometimes you surprise yourself. You don't know you can do certain things. We are telling our stories, and there's nothing you can say. It is my truth. See, there is a girl from South Africa. She has already come out. Inside the synagogue, 2 abortions was committed on her. She can't lie. The wise man Daniel was having sex with her inside the synagogue. And now, if you see wise man Daniel, you will see thousands of people are his followers. See, the journey to eternal life is a lonely journey. That's why the Bible says, work out your salvation with fear and trembling. Why we are saying this is because when I do not know the truth, I do not know the right from my left, I fell into this scam. But I just felt pain for humanity. God has delivered me. I can move on with my life. But coming back, you didn't buy my data. I'm spending my data, people. I'm spending why should I choose to waste my money on this? I'm spending my data. I'm spending my time. There's no light in Nigeria, but we have to put generator on so that we can continue to sensitize you. All we are saying is be careful. Be careful where you go. Read the word of God. Have a personal relationship with God. Do you know what the book of Hebrew 1:1 says? It says, in the time past, God spoke with our fathers in diverse ways through prophets. But right now, he's speaking to us directly by his son. Why do you still need a prophet? You don't need any prophet. We are all prophets of God. He said he has chosen us to be his kings and his priests. Just go and know yourself. You are sponsoring evil. You are sponsoring these people. You don't need to sponsor them. Work out your salvation with fear and trembling. I am sharing my experience, okay? And there are lots of girls who are coming out from the synagogue. We want to be there. We want to be there to midwife them. All right? We want to be there to midwife them because there are a lot of things they need to learn. They have left the circulation just the same way I left the circulation without family, without friends. When you enter into the synagogue, the first manipulation you will receive is that your parents are your enemies. You should send them away. So you will send them away. Then you will stay with the charlatan. All right? By the time you leave, that's why you see some people when they leave, they return. Because they cannot find their feet outside. The slave master don't want to release their slaves. So they will do everything to make sure that they keep them under. All right? There are a lot of manipulations. You see that in the synagogue. I want to ask you, did the Bible says people should not get married? In the synagogue, there's no marriage. Have you ever seen marriage before? Please, I'm pricking your conscience. Lie. You say you are lying. In the synagogue, there's no baptism. Did Jesus not say we should baptize? Even the Son of God surrendered himself to be baptized. He said for him to fulfill all righteousness. All right? Have you ever seen them in the synagogue eating communion? Jesus instructed, do this after me to announce and to pronounce my death. That's what he said in the book of 1 Corinthians 11:23. Many of you cannot quote the scriptures. All you can do is just to abuse and to curse people because you have relied so much on your charlatan. But by the time I come out, I learn the way of the Lord. I learn the scriptures. I know the right from the wrong. You understand? In the synagogue, they don't allow disciples to read the Bible. If you read the Bible too much, they call you into meeting and they will lash you. All right? All you can ever do is to be saying, according to my Father in the Lord, the quotable quotes of TB Joshua. And moreover, TB Joshua has no quotable quotes. All the things he's telling you, he has stolen them. He has stolen them from TV evangelists. Go and read Joel Austin. You that has been written years back. So when we're in the synagogue, he doesn't want us to read he doesn't want us to read people's books, because you know that his secrets will be open. We will know that, wow, this is where he has been lifting all the words that he's teaching. He is not a Christ. He was not a Christian. He was a Muslim Mullah. He was an Illuminati. Let me shock you. From South Africa, they normally order sword. I'm telling you, sword, as in sword. Before then, they normally buy it in somewhere in Oyibo. You may not know that area. It's in Lagos. Do you know what they do with this sword? They bury it at the four corners of synagogue. He said he buried a pregnant woman on TB Joshua's altar. So what do you want to say about it? What do you want to say about it? They buried. So I'm talking about a diabolical place. This man that buried a pregnant woman, he said they have given TB Joshua certain enchanting word that anybody that enter into the synagogue, they have removed spiritually, they have removed your brain, and they have put the brain of goats. That is why I understand with many of you that you are cursing, that you are abusing. You need to return to the Lord. The word of God says in the book of Zechariah 1:3, God said, return to me and I will return to you. All the things that you have lost while watching Emmanuel TV, because watching Emmanuel TV is a place of covenant and you'll be initiated. That is why many of you, when you sleep, you see snakes. You see, when you use the water, you see TB Joshua coming to sleep with you. See, you are just living in denial. You are living in denial. You need to wake up and smell the coffee. All right? Wake up and smell the coffee. Now, TB Joshua, he has gone by the way of the earth. So what are you now doing? All right? Some people among his disciples, among his members, they said he's going to raise up the third day. I think today is the fourth day. I've never heard from anybody that's the latest resurrection. I mean, wake up. Wake up. Why are you worshiping human beings? The word of God says, I am the Lord God Almighty. You must not worship another human being. Some people, they prefer these human gods. You people, you don't even say anything. But when they speak evil, when they speak what your how will I call it? Your charlatans are doing.
When they criticize, yeah.
When they criticize them, you throw off tantrum, you hit the roof. As if
okay, so hold on there. So what you're saying here is the people who are talking
president. After some time, they who bewitched you? We are giving you facts and figures. I have no reason to. We have been talking, and I'm telling you, I'm coming out because of you, not because of him, so that you will not go through what I went through. That is why I wrote another book on Christ the Rock. I know the spiritual journey I went. Get my life straight. So please, I'm begging you. Either you abuse me, you don't abuse me, I forgive you. You don't know what you are doing. All right? I give you forgiveness that you don't even deserve. You don't know what you are doing. I'm not going to abuse you. I'm not going to curse you. All right? So when it is, see, I have, oh my God. Oh my God. One day, they went to register email in my name, bisolajohnson@gmail.com. And they started bringing out that somebody now writes, you know, the way they write in their studio. They now bring it out. They said Bisola wrote to them that I was used to, I didn't mean to offend man of God. I have repented. So they send it to a media house, and the media house send it. You can check IP address. They think they are the only one that is smart. When we check the IP address, I wrote it out. It's in my book. They monitor it to the Senate. You see? So please wake up, wake up. All the things that you see on Emmanuel TV, they are scripts. What we wrote, okay, what we have practiced before we come out. We know who we go to the emergency line. We know who TB Joshua will touch. In the morning, early in the morning, the disciples are the ones that will meet with the sick people. All the things that the sick people will tell us, that my name is so, you know, this is my problem, this is my problem. We write it down. We go and tell, we are his informants. We go and tell TB Joshua inside. So during prophecy time, you'll be hearing there is a man here, there is a woman here. Apart from the one that is using familiar spirits, okay? Sometimes when you give him certain scoop, he mixed it up. What he normally do is that after the service, we will return into the empty auditorium. He will rearrange the prophecy. He will wear the same clothes and speak it normally. Then we will now use that audio. We will place it on crowd. We will just be showing crowd. It's his voice that you will hear, and they are using it to deceive you, big time. I will, you know, I said it. Was it not the time I was with Dr. Chidi? TB Joshua pray for those people that carry hard drugs when they are traveling out. When they are traveling out, he pray for them so that they will not be arrested at the airport. It was one, you know, when they started arresting them, they started pointing to TB Joshua that he was the one that was praying for them, and they arrested him. That was the reason why TB Joshua stayed. He was incarcerated for 9 days by the Nigeria Drug Law Enforcement. Go and check synagogue videos before the white people start coming. The first white man that came, I was the one that received them. At that time, TB Joshua cannot even speak. Go and bring my book. So he always push us in front because we can interact with these, foreigners. So, he says they are asking why the confusion after his death. Of course, there will be confusion. There will be confusion. So, yes, there are a lot of things to talk about. Is it the life as a disciple? Is it all the important personalities he has deceived? When Chiluba was a sitting governor, sitting president of Zambia, when he visited synagogue, I was inside presidential lodge with Chiluba for 4 days. I was showing him, I was brainwashing him. Miracles. And when he's seen it, and I'll be running I will be running mouth information for him so that he can be well deceived. So after the 4 days was Sunday, he came out and he was already deceived. At that time, synagogue was mud. It was dust. If you are coordinating a visitor and TB Joshua wants to see that visitor, you have to be very close to the door, all right? So that in case he needs you. When I was with him, TB Joshua will ask him, why did he come? The man was sick, and it was the same sickness that killed him. All right? He was never healed. Instead, TB Joshua took his money. I heard when TB Joshua was telling him, because at the time he came, he had spent 10 years as a president. He was going, it's like he just have few months to go. TB Joshua encouraged him to stay. He said, don't worry, I will pray for you. You can rule forever until you know. And because African leaders, they too, they love power. And please, I want you to go and check this. So I'm telling you, go and check Chiluba. So when he returned to Zambia, he didn't organize. Sorry, I'm in the studio, I'm having interview. He didn't organize election. All right. So then the Zambians started fighting and they were killing themselves on the streets. Every night, Chiluba will call into the synagogue and he will say they are fighting. TB Joshua continued to encourage him that don't worry, after some time they will calm down. You Zambians, all the blood shed is on TB Joshua because he encouraged Chiluba until they arrested Chiluba, until they sent him away by force and they arrested him and put him in house arrest. Okay? Before he was arrested, while he was there, TB Joshua sent his men to Lusaka. That's their, where their state house is. They brought lot of dollars. That's when TB Joshua began to build that synagogue. That synagogue is the money of Zambia. The traveling bag filled with dollars. He started buying ultra-modern cameras. I'm telling you, 2 times they went to Lusaka. They will take water there for the man to use for his sickness, and they will bring big bags of dollars back. You understand? So until they arrested Chiluba, the moment they arrested Chiluba, anytime Chiluba called, TB Joshua was nowhere to be found. I picked the call. He said I should tell him he has gone to the mountain to pray for him. Until after some time, he was released to go to South Africa so that he can take care of his health. It was in South Africa. Dave Tong, one of TB Joshua's disciples, saw him and he called Fatai. I saw Chiluba. He said, go and meet him, and said, I sent you. Because Chiluba was like many of you, he returned back to the synagogue, and he, at the end of the day, go and check what killed Chiluba. Go and check what killed Chiluba. He didn't die a natural death. He didn't die a natural death. All right? TB Joshua, just go and ask Atta Mills. When Atta Mills, somebody introduced Atta Mills, former president of Ghana. But when Atta Mills was sick of cancer, TB Joshua disappeared. You will see that he doesn't pick their call. The man in Tanzania, when he was about to be installed as a president, TB Joshua ran 2 days ahead to Tanzania. But when the man sick, where was TB Joshua? There are lots of them. What about Gabon president, Omar? What about Gabon president? The Gabon president, he sent private jets to come and pick TB Joshua in Nigeria. But unfortunately, he died. And when the son became president instead of his father, he continued following the step of his father, following the witch of Endor. He continued following the witch of Endor. Go and check Gabon president. After some time, the man became crippled on the wheelchair. Where is TB Joshua to heal him? When John Paul Koroma visited the synagogue, I was the one that coordinated him. I invited him into the presidential lodge. He stayed just 2 days. He was afraid because they wanted to arrest him. In fact, they would have arrested him in Nigeria, in Nigeria airport. So after he has left, the news we had was that Koroma was killed. Then after some time, the wife of Koroma visited TB Joshua. She said she needed money because the breadwinner of the house was not around. TB Joshua said, your husband is dead. He said, no, my husband was in hiding. TB Joshua told me, I don't have time. He doesn't have time because Koroma was not in power. He only wants to associate with those people in power.
Okay, quickly, I want to ask you something there.
Yeah.
You know, you've talked a lot. This is quite a lot, and I'm not sure if we can digest all this in one night. We'll need maybe several, not even one, an extra, but we're talking here several sessions, maybe 5, 6 different sessions on this. But quickly,
continue watching the videos over time.
Yeah, I hear you, but I think we will need to really partition these things.
Exactly.
But quickly, on the issue of the Zambian president, Chiluba, there's someone here who typed in the comment box saying that you're not telling the truth. Chiluba came after he was president, and
oh my God.
I wonder, this person here might want to see for themselves if they Google, just use Google, and there is footage of Chiluba in the year 2000.
Yes, he was wearing something reddish, like an African prince. I coordinated him. He wore a jacket. Is that right? Check the photo. He wore a jacket. See, that's right. That's right.
Yes. This one is blue.
Okay, in another one, there's another one. When he came outside,
All right.
I was
Okay.
the one.
Yeah, but quickly, you're alleging. You seem. You're the one that led him out. But quickly, you seem to be alleging that the president of Zambia got influenced. His character became corrupt. He became corrupt as a leader due to influence by TB Joshua.
After I googled lots of things about Chiluba, I saw that he was into Christianity. He was a man. He was a spiritual man. You understand? But unfortunately, that is the reason why we are saying this. As a child of God, you don't move about. As a child of God, you stay rooted in God. Jesus said when they said Jesus is dead, don't follow them. Stay where you are. When he visited the synagogue, he became corrupted and he sold corruption to his land. Go and check now. Everywhere TB Joshua influence, evil follows them. Zambia is no more doing well today because of all this thing. Go to playing football. I was coordinating his friend called Lewis Creighton. Lewis Creighton has come to my platform before in order to tell the whole world that when he wanted to go and play football, TB Joshua gave him sand instead of him to pray for him. He gave him sand and said, go and put it on the field. When Lewis Creighton put it on the field, common Sudan, they trashed Liberia 2-0. So if I tell you that TB Joshua marked sand, you will tell me that it's lie. If I tell you that TB Joshua writes a funny scribbling, you will say TB Joshua has lantern in his altar. This lantern must not, the lights must not go out. What does that mean? When visitors want to visit the prayer mountain, they first send advanced team in order to go and clean up. Because if visitors go there unannounced, they will see rituals, they will see sacrifices. What you cannot explain to people is no more Christianity. All right? What you cannot explain to people is no more Christianity. So, you see, Yomi Johnson, you want us to continue. Yomi Johnson, these are people in Liberia. Someone has invited me in order to talk to Liberians because of the influence of TB Joshua in Liberia. They don't know what they are doing. All right? They don't know what they are doing. When Yomi Johnson was in Nigeria, because he was an outlaw, so he had to be in Nigeria for some time. He usually visits the synagogue. He had 2 wives, one light in complexion lady, another one black. It was TB Joshua that was feeding him. It comes to a time that they had disagreements, and Yomi Johnson stopped visiting the synagogue. Why TB Joshua wants all these names? Why does he want all these names? In order to use them to deceive you. Okay? Because by the time you watch Emmanuel TV and you see president, you see this, you want to believe that he's doing something important. There was a girl, they call her Sibusile. She's the daughter of the late King Zulu, all right? She visited this synagogue. Whoever is South African there, please follow me, follow me. This girl was struggling with epilepsy. They said they beat her and the parents, and she hit her head on something and she started having epilepsy. So she followed some group of people to the synagogue. When they got to the synagogue, she came like nobody. So after Fatai has done the shenanigans, we started interviewing them. It was when we interviewed her that she told us that she is a princess, and they will be part of your life. Mandela was the godfather. Quickly, we went to tell TB Joshua, and that was when TB Joshua, when after you have done certain work, you have to stop there. TB Joshua will continue. So TB Joshua invited her into the office and said, "My dear, you are already free, but I would like you to stay in the synagogue for some time so that I can monitor your progress."
Okay.
You know why? If TB Joshua wants to be demonstrating the girl in the presence of visitors, that Princess Zulu is living with me. So while she was living, we stay in the same dormitory. The epilepsy usually reoccur. Anytime it reoccur, they normally give her medicine. Mrs. Igodu was in her care, was taking care of her. They normally give her medicine. One day, TB Joshua called her and said, "You need to invite your father," because she said the father loves her so much. So TB Joshua put her on the phone and she said, "Daddy, you need to come." And that was how King Zulu entered Nigeria and visited the synagogue. Do you know that the people who follow Zulu down, we need to coach them and say, dress like Zulu. You understand? Dress like Zulu. Because we want to camera them so that the people that will see it, all these things are scripting. We only want to prepare them and make them look good for you to see. So King Zulu came and made and addressed the congregation. He has been profound. But after some time, Sibusile saw that she didn't receive any healing. She was just in the synagogue doing nothing. Anytime they want to take visa, South Africa visa for disciples, they will call Sibusile that she should go with the protocol officers to the South African embassy, so that when Sibu introduced herself as the princess, of course they open door. You understand? It's always good to follow her. When she say, "I am Princess Zulu," woo! And these people are with me. It's just using you. Then after some time, anytime visitor come, TB Joshua will call Sibusile. He said, "Go and meet them and introduce yourself," so that the visitors will know that, there is big deal about synagogue. You understand? After some time, the lady said she wanted to go home. She stayed for maybe like 2-3 years, and she said she wants to go home. Somebody is naming her. Of course, go and ask the health condition of Sibusile. They say even till now, she's still having that health challenges. You understand? You are the one that is not hearing. Okay. Yeah, I've been talking for many years. So after some time, Sibusile had to leave. She's still having a problem. There are a lot of people who visited the synagogue and they died. There are a lot of people. There was a woman. She was a media personality she was a media personality in US. She visited the synagogue. She was on the streets of US for 10 years until Mercy spoke for her. Her name is Elizabeth Yaba. You can Google it and talk to her, okay? It's a fact and figure. These are real people. They are not just things that you cannot reach. So I asked her, your sister said you have mental issue. When you visited the synagogue, why don't you tell Timmy Joshua to heal you? He said she never had mental problem until after she left the synagogue. I said, what happened? She said she experienced something inside the synagogue. And after that experience, she started hearing voices. See, I have a lot of emails on my phone that people tell me different kinds of. Sometimes when I read some email, I cry. See, we started fasting. We usually we do freedom to the captives movement. Many of you that are cursing, you are in captivity of these people. And that is why we are out. We are praying for you. We are not only talking. We are praying for you. We are fasting for you. We don't know you from Adam. We are fasting for you. We just finished a fast. We fasted June 1 to June 7. God is just strategic. We started fast. If you go to my Facebook, you will see it. We fasted June 1 before TB Joshua died. And we started beseeching God. God, how long will it take? Set your people free. How long will it take? We pray for the captors. Lord, let them repent so that they can set your people free. But if they refuse to repent, let your judgment fall on them. We do this. You understand? And there are a lot of people who are leaving synagogue. You know, they have left the environment out here for a long time. So we need to cancel them. We need to send some of them to school. We need to send some of them to go and learn. They can return back to the society and live normal. I know how long it took me. I left synagogue many years. I could not find my feet. I don't know what is going on. I don't know what is going on. Aside the
I've got him.
Yes. When you leave the
sorry, Bisola. I didn't mean to interrupt you there.
TB Joshua will bury your picture under sand. He's just deceiving you. That anybody that talk to him, he will not offend. It's a lie. It's a sangoma. He will bury your picture under the sand. It will see, somebody will come out soon. These are the people he normally use to bury people's pictures. He will use
quickly.
Sword. Yes.
I want to ask you here, you know, from a holistic approach here, you know, I, having studied the Christian history for, I think, over 20 years, I think, more than 20 years to date, I have been researching for the most holistic approach, because many times, you know, when a scandal like this happens, people ask me questions. Simba, so who do we turn to? Who exactly is telling the truth? How do we tell? And I wanted to ask you quickly there. I put up an approach in which, and this is how I advise people from my reading, okay? This is from my personal walk, by the way, not my professional, but that's generally my own personal outlook. Bisola, I no longer trust anyone who uses the title prophet before their name.
Zimba,
yes.
If anybody introduce himself to me as a prophet, immediately my body will be itching.
Right. Right.
Immediately, my body will be itching. I will be reacting to it.
Okay. And
Okay.
and let me also let me chip in here. Also say that I do not trust anyone. I find it difficult to accept anyone who uses the title apostle before their name. And I mean, look, they could be helping people. They might have even helped so many people. But to me, the moment they put a title before their name, it seems to be that they're looking for validation.
All right.
I mean, I hope you understand me. And what I'm trying to say is, I'm not denying that there are people who can operate like this from time to time. They can help people. They can pass. Necessarily having a title before your name, because from my reading in the scriptures, I don't see anywhere where there was anyone who was called Apostle Peter or Apostle Paul. Neither do I see anyone who was called Apostle Jesus. I don't see anyone who was called Prophet Paul or Prophet John in the New Testament. And neither do I see anyone who was called Prophet Agabus. He was just Agabus, comma, a prophet, or Paul of Tarsus. So describing Paul by where he comes from. So it could be Paul from Lagos or Paul of Lagos, comma, an apostle. Yeah. So I found a certain trend. I was advised by an elderly lady in her 90s who told me that in our days back, was tight. No one ran around with a title called pastor. They could be a pastor, but they did not necessarily, as if to seek validation. I know that's strong, right? I guess you can see that's something that, you know, we've been researching over the time, just trying to hear, because we want to have a holistic approach here so that there can be no more TB Joshuas who rise again to deceive our people, particularly the African people again, and rip us off and wreck people's careers, wreck people's destinies, destroy whole economies, mess up our politics. Yeah. What can you say? Dr. Chidi, you are here. Mr. Nyoni, you are here as well.
Yes, I think, yes, humbly, I think you are very correct. That is why we need to reason together. And when you are making sense, we should not just be selfish about it and said, yeah, what you are saying is wrong. What you are saying is wrong. I think, yes, and I agree with you. Immediately after this broadcast, I will remove evangelist from my name. My name is my name. My parents did not name me evangelist.
Thank you. Thank you for that.
And I agree totally with you. That is who a child of God is. I'm not a lawyer. If I'm a lawyer, I will put lawyer in front of my name, as you know. You understand? You know, the Bible says, ye are chosen generation. The Bible did not say only evangelist or only prophet. By the time we start picking out titles, that is when we want to intimidate people with titles. That is when we want to make it look as if
can I chip in, Simba?
Yes, please. Yeah.
Okay. There is a word which is misrepresented, and when you do a thorough research from scripture, you'll find that it's not found in the Bible. The word reverend. I know this will be a shock to some of the people. The only person called reverend in the Bible is God himself. So I don't know where these reverends came from. Anyone who is under my voice, go and do your research, Google, and say reverend and Bible. You'll see that the Bible only mentions one reverend, and that man is God. So all these reverends
is the creator. Or reverend,
yeah,
it means what? Revered. Revered.
We are revered. The only God is to be revered. Only God.
Oh my God. Oh my word. I never thought about that, you know?
Yeah. So now when you look at all this mess which has led us to where we are today, is because of ambition and false prophets. So now, my point being that when you look at TB Joshua, the Bible says even Satan himself disguises himself as an angel of light. That is exactly who TB Joshua was. Thank you.
Wow. Do you know what? I'm also very humbled here. I'm finding, you know, Bisola is such a genuine woman. You know, if it was one of these pastors, Chidi, one of those if Bisola was prophetess Bisola, or she was dressed in a big Juanita coat.
Oh dear, another wood.
She wouldn't have.
I'm already on my Facebook removing the evangelist.
Thank you.
This is such a humble. This is a very humble woman. I'm saying, oh my God.
Brethren. We are all brethren.
The other thing, Simba.
Yes, sir.
When you hear or see a reverend, evangelist, doctor, blah blah blah, and the list is endless, you know you are dealing with somebody who is very mysterious. Because why should you want to put titles to your name? As you said, Apostle Paul was you will just say Paul, a servant of God, Peter, John, and that is it. But why are we having all these doctors and all these reverends, all these archbishop? You wonder where it all came from.
Howard, I'm going to contest with you here, so that me that is Chief Doctor Honorable Your Excellency, you think that I should throw away my titles? Do you know what?
Do you know what I'm just putting across, my brother?
I know what.
Yeah, I know you get my point.
I'm just joking. Howard, sorry. On a serious note, on a very, very serious note, what has happened here? Because you see, I too have been in awe. I've interviewed Bisola. I have had talks with her outside my show, and I've had shows with her. But what you guys have done, because we always want to be, I told you guys I can't stay more than 1 hour. I've been here now almost 3 hours, because I try to structure it. I try to do it within a certain time. We don't get to discuss this, but just allowing the program to flow. Oh, sorry, my volume is off on YouTube. Sorry, guys who are watching on YouTube. What has happened here is that by you guys allowing this to flow, just free flow, we have come to understand, we've come to see a whole lot of, there are some information that people need, instead of just opening just texting rubbish. Why don't you take these names and do your research? Look at the president. One of my friends called me when Bisola was talking, and he was angry. He said, Chidi, why are you talking about this man? He's dead. I said, no, it's not about him being dead, but it's about facts. Because the things that transpired when this guy was alive, we can see that they had ripple effect. Imagine when you take the leadership of a country and you manipulate the. Do you know who it affects?
Can I chip in here? Can I chip in, CD? Like now, we seem not to understand who Walter Magaya is in Zimbabwe. He's taking all the trends of TB Joshua. Walter Magaya is reached to the king of Swaziland. Walter Magaya is reached to Zimbabwe. And then the same with Bushiri, the deputy prime minister or the deputy president of Zimbabwe. He's the son of Bushiri. And all these people, there are things we didn't even mention, like in Malawi. There's a president who died in Malawi, and he died mysteriously. And this is some sensitive information which I can't release now for legal reasons. But there's a president in Malawi who died, and if I tell you what happened, you will be shocked. Why TB Joshua?
Exactly. So what we need to understand, what people need to understand, that this is beyond just mere church thing, or he was a pastor. No. We're talking Africa is already bedeviled by all this political nonsense that is happening with poor leadership and and failed states everywhere, including Nigeria. Now we are she is opening our eyes. I wish people could see what is happening here. We are discovering something that is beyond politics, and we should be concerned.
Can I go to what Sister Bisola said?
Yeah.
About the cult of TB Joshua. Where on earth have you seen a place where there is no baptism, no marriage, no Holy Communion? And she even asked, did you ever see TB Joshua getting married, or that ceremony where you say he was married? Why people couldn't see that this man was a serious occultist? And the way he conducted himself is only the blind who were led by this man, because he was totally blind. And that's why you see that most of the people who are following this man, they don't know what the Bible says. You tell them simple, basic scripture, their lives of, they don't know. Where on earth?
What they know.
Where on earth have you seen a place where there is no baptism, no marriages, no Holy Communion, and you call it a church?
What they want, what people like is to say, oh, Papa said, oh, Papa said, or Mama said, you know, that is absolute nonsense. And
Dr.
the thing,
Dr. Chidi, sorry, when I newly got into the synagogue, we don't eat fish, we don't eat meat.
Why?
Best known to TB Joshua. It was only when the Westerners started visiting him, he couldn't explain certain things to them. So he said they should be eating fish and they should be eating meat. The
Sister
day he
Bisola,
told us, yes, sir.
I want to ask something which I heard. I just want to verify. I heard that there was an inscription written, God has no son at his temple. Is that true?
That God has no son. Yes. Yes.
So now, what religion says God has no son? Islam.
That's Islam.
So when you say you are going to church, and you are going to a church where the leader says God has no son, where are you going?
Well,
and what I want, some other thing I want to point out here is this. Just like, I'm not going to mention names here, just like some other pastors who and they call themselves prophets. Those people right now that profess Christianity, their practices are linked to the religion. And I'm not talking bad about Islam, but that's just the truth. They have not completely divorced themselves from the Muslim religion that they came from. So they are just mixing all of these practices. These addiction that TB Joshua had for little girls and wanting to know whether they are virgins, it's still from something he carried over from Islam, where the highest form of like your promise that when you die you get, is it 21 virgins or so? So the highest
71 or 72.
So whatever number of virgins. So that is supposed to be the highest thing that could ever happen to a man, is your ability to sleep with virgins. So that was why he has this infatuation.
Dr. Chidi,
yeah, go ahead.
You know that many of us will change our father's name to Joshua.
Yeah.
Let me shock you. There was a girl that was sick for a long time. Do you know that a ram was bought, and they asked her to go and touch the head of ram, and they killed that ram, and they kill it, and they give it to all the disciples like sacrifice. We usually eat that sacrifice every two weeks. After some time, the thing become very frequent. Have you seen a video where TB Joshua went to be kneeling down to 100, 150 years old people? At that time, He wants to rebirth. He wants to change. He could have died since.
Okay.
But periodically, he will
Let
be
me-
changing it.
Let me show
He
you
will be
something.
changing it.
Sister Bisola, somebody is asking a question, and what I will tell this person is to go back, even go to the interview we did on that I did with Bisola on our channel. But when you see the question, I don't know whether Sima can put this up, but he says this Susanna Kankola, she I think says, okay, answer me because Bisola could not answer yet. How is it that there are multitudes of videos, live broadcasts where demons manifested and demonstrated hate against TB Joshua? If he, as he claimed,
I think that's an important question there.
Okay,
That's a
can I answer the
really
question?
important question. Thank you.
Okay, before, let me give my own comment before you answer. This person should also show me a video where the demon manifested outside the person, because I can be, I'm also an actor. I can be demon possessed right now, and I can say, who are you? Are you TB Joshua? I am demon from hellfire. I have come to kill you. So now I'm demon possessed. If I did that in his church, you would say I'm demon possessed.
Yeah, when you look at there's something which is called the Eastern mystics or the Kundalini spirits. You know, you can go to India, you will see people practicing exactly what TB Joshua used to do, and they call it a demon casting. The Kundalini spirits in India, the gurus in Hinduism, they do exactly what TB Joshua and some of these fake prophets in Zimbabwe, Nigeria, Kenya, Ghana, there are many of them who practice this, and they call it demon casting. They just don't know that they are playing with hypnosis. People are being hypnotized, and they don't know that this is not what demon possession or demon casting, but hypnosis or the Kundalini spirit.
Can I say something? In my broadcast like 3 weeks ago, I have answered that. Why do people fall when TB Joshua touched them?
Yes.
I have answered it. It's a 2-hour broadcast. Please go and check it on my YouTube channel. And also, let me say this. I think our brother has already hit the road. The Kundalini spirit. You know, you know, in my video, I put different things from India to China. I also answer another question. See, evidences how TB Joshua practices syncretism. You see how they do it. You notice that some people usually put fruits, banana, orange in front of altar. I trace it to Taoism in Japan and in China. You understand? So, see, you people, you see, we are in the age of information.
So, for example,
we are in the age of information, and for those people who are falling, in the synagogue, they normally pay some people money. People, yes,
can I ask you before you continue, sister? Can I ask you?
They pay money to girls, and we are living in poverty-stricken society. People collect 60,000 naira, 100,000 naira in order to shake and to fall. I was involved. I was personally involved. And TB also usually use what you said. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, where did this falling down come from in the New Testament? Where do we see it? You see, we are talking about Christianity here. So where do we see people falling down after being prayed by Jesus?
Benny Hinn introduced it.
Yeah. Do you know that some people will travel from far away?
And which book is Benny Hinn, by the way?
Benny is a false prophet.
They will travel far away because they want to hear prophecy. And the Bible is telling us in 1 Corinthians 2:9 that eyes have not seen, It has
Yes.
not entered into the heart of men what God has instructs is
Mm.
for us. So why are you looking for prophecy? Revelation 19:10 says the testimony of Jesus is the spirit of prophecy.
Amen.
So what are we talking about? When
And
you
what-
are prophet, if you are establishing the word of God, he said, I am a child of God. I live, I will not die but live. You are prophesying. He said you will say a thing and it shall be established. This is prophecy. We are not looking at somebody that will say something and cause division in the family and say your mother is your witch. Okay, if my mother is your witch, why can't you ask me to bring my mother because you're a witch doctor?
That what you are talking about in the Bible is called the spirit of divination, occultic hidden mysteries, and it's nothing to do with prophecy. And there are so many of these young people in South Africa, maybe 50,000 churches in Africa from so-called prophets who are just young men who didn't have jobs, and they started these funny movements, and they are calling themselves prophets and men of God. Why? They are detached from the realities of the word of God. Where in the Bible did you see Jesus saying, give me money, I go and I do the work of God? Where?
I also want to ask, all these people that are using handkerchief, oil and soap, do you know that God used Goliath's catapults to kill, God used David's catapults to kill Goliath. After Goliath died, I want to ask, was that the end of the enemies of Israel? There were still enemies in Gaza. There were still enemies in Ekron. Okay, why couldn't David now produce more catapults and call it divine catapults so that he can be selling it to the Israelites? That wherever you see the Philistines be using these divine catapults
and the stones
and the stones. Why couldn't the apostles start to merchandise handkerchief? Why couldn't they be merchandising the sand that you understand? You know,
on that note, Apostle Paul, which most of these fake prophets follow, said in 1 Corinthians chapter 1, chapter 2, verse 17, for we are not like they that
Sorry, let me just correct you there, sir. Before you go ahead, there's no one called Apostle Paul. So please rephrase yourself.
Let me say Paul. Thank you.
Paul of Tarsus. Yes. Paul of London.
Yeah, Paul said, we are not like they which peddle the gospel. How many people are selling the gospel today? Everything is about money. Do you know that there are pastors today who are pastors because of money? If there was no money involved, they would be in the pubs today. Why? This is the result of TB Joshua. This is the result of Bushiri. This is the result of... Hello?
Let me shock you. There was a time we went to Singapore. So there were some visitors that we went to deceive. You understand? That they should come and see the prophet. So after they have sat down,
sorry guys, my battery has run out. I'm leaving you. No more batteries. Flat. Finish.
Okay, you watch it later. After we have seated them, we now went to tell TB Joshua that they are seated. He said we should give them something because they always need something. So we had jars of oil that we took from Nigeria there. And we also have small canisters. So we have to stand in order to turn those oil inside big jar in the small canister. And you know, but before we lock it, TB Joshua spits inside every oil. He puts sputum inside the oil and said we should shake it and give it to them. These are the kind of oil, when you collect, you will drink it. You are drinking another man's spit. Okay? So, you know, I mean, we should wake up. We should just wake up. We have done 3 hours. We thought maybe we would do 1 hour. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Thank you.
Okay.
Wow. Woo!
So,
Obvious witnesses. This is a. Sorry, you said something?
I said all those fallings, many of them are arrangements. It's like Kool and the Gang. When you see the deliverance section, it is Fatai and his gang. All right? So you know, they collect money after the service. And some of them, he used witchcraft on them. And that is why you remember there is a celebrity called Jim Iyke. He said they deceived him, that TB Joshua deceived him. See, I'm mentioning Jim Iyke. Go on Google and Google how TB Joshua deceived Jim Iyke. All is in public domain. All is in public domain, please.
Wow, you know, I've attended 1 or 2 of these groupings before, and I remember one time, you know, Bisola, I saw people literally being told that this is how you fall under the spirit. So you had to be trained, okay, to fall. They had to be taught, you know. So when you're being prayed for, this is how you. So you're gonna do it this way. Oh dear. Hear me, Bisola. This has been, I don't know what you think, but to me, this has been quite an experience tonight. We didn't plan. We're supposed to have done 1 hour only, but I can see people are enjoying. And many people are saying, "Yeah, look, this is what we needed to do to hear." The Zimbabwean people needed to hear this. I still feel the crowds could have been far much higher than this. I think in terms of combined here, we're probably about 4,000 or 5,000 watching right now on all platforms. But still, judging by the type of crowds that we get, we should be having at least 20,000 here watching a total. But our viewers, if you're benefiting from this session, if you feel this session is important, press the share button. Press it, send it out there. And if you want Bisola to come back here again, spread the word out there. To those who want to donate to Bisola, we've put up the PayPal account there. We've also put up a bank account. Bisola, someone in Nigeria was saying your account is not complete. So they are alleging that the numbers are not complete.
They are complete.
Okay, so they are complete. So those who are in Nigeria, take that number.
Someone is asking for my YouTube channel.
Oh, I see your YouTube channel. Let's post it again. Let me post it again. I might not be able to post it on all platforms, but I'll post it on a few that I can reach right now. Okay, because we're literally multi-streaming. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, if not 6 platforms, I think.
Okay,
yeah, so
sending the bank details again.
Okay, so she's sending it again here. So those who want to follow her here, and if you feel this program has assisted you, share it out. And those who can take snippets, record those snippets, send them to the rural areas. Let the poor people who are in the rural areas, the unreached territories, get snapshots here and there. And then, yeah, and if you can just transcribe as well into local languages, please do so. There's no other way that these sessions can be released to those who don't have internet. Okay, so we've done that. I'm waiting for Bisola to send me once again. So we've got the bank account. What is that? The bank account? Okay, so it's Bisola Johnson Foundation. I'm going to put the link here. Sorry, the bank account again. I also put the PayPal account. I literally pinned it. If you can't see, please do let me know over there, and we can still do it. But quickly, our viewers, witnesses, this is us putting together a series of programs, and for the next few days until the day this criminal, I call him a criminal because he was a criminal. Anyone deny? Do you deny that he was a criminal and not just a criminal, a filthy criminal. And sorry?
It was a church bandit.
Yeah, I actually call him the worst criminal Africa has ever had in the history of humanity. Anyone deny that? I've got the evidence myself before I even hear a Nigerian speaking. I've had direct evidence myself. I've got a whole...
Sorry, sir. Someone
Yes,
said, why is she selling the information? I'm not selling information. Are you the one that brought me out here? It's
Nope.
It's just that we cannot finish all the information in the seat. We have done 3 hours and we still have more information. That's why I have to put it in a book. If I write a book, will somebody not print it? Do you want me to be sharing it free? Maybe you can sponsor the book.
This book is
printing. If you sponsor the printing, I will share it.
Well, this book that you're seeing there is her own biography. This is her own account. She did effort. She did quite some effort here to put it together. She didn't plagiarize. If she did, do come back to me, give me feedback. But listen to me, this is her own account. And to publish, I am a publisher. I'm a journalist. Let me tell you something. It's not cheap, right? You have to, you pay people. Yeah, you pay editors, you pay proofreaders, and the paper is paid for. She's not selling the information. She's been here on this program at my request. I knew Bisola for years, for over 10 years. I've been watching her YouTube videos. I wasn't interested in those days. I used to say, well. But you know, this time, after TB Joshua died, because I had an experience over the years here, a direct experience where young women have been sexually molested, and TB Joshua has been part of it. I've got one classic example that I bring out here. I'll spell out here the law firm that we worked with on this case, that was handling this case until the case was settled. It was a major development. But fortunately, because a journalist like myself got involved, that story could not be buried. It was published out there. There are many. I've now discovered that there are numerous. But this particular one, TB Joshua, this demon, oh, I'm sorry for calling him that if I offend you. But you know what? If you have a daughter, if you have a sister yourself who has been abused, think about it. And if they have not, someone who goes and violates, and inserts their filthy flesh into that child, yeah. And in this case, we're hearing a 6-year-old child, for instance, here, numerous kids being bedded by a male beast. And you tell me that person is normal? I think he's more than a demon. But quickly, this is just me talking, and I think journalistically this is fair comment. It's even more than fair comment. But quickly, I'm just saying here, this demon, I have personally had a direct case. I've got a case in my hands, and I've printed it out. You want to Google it? You can check it out. It is TB Joshua Angela Charakupa. So TB Joshua Angela Charakupa, that's a Zimbabwean young lady who fought, who refused TB Joshua's demands when he was trying to disrupt a whole investigation. What a filthy, evil man. I'm sorry for saying it, Bisola. I might sound as if I'm emotional. Bisola, people in my country, they know me. I am a no-nonsense person when it comes to abuse. I confront even the most high-profile, even politicians. Hear me. But what I saw there of TB Joshua, hear me, if I was to meet him myself, I could easily slap him. I could easily beat him up. I'm sorry for saying it, but you know, I would do it. If I would go to prison, that would be my only crime on earth. I would definitely do it. And I'm wondering there, those who have got kids and are seeing all this happen. I'm wondering, all those journalists, you've seen this abuse happening, and you just sit there on your desks, waiting for money. Yeah, waiting to be given money to go and buy a pint of beer. And you call yourself a journalist. You went to university or you went to polytechnic, to school, to study so that you can support a filthy rapist, a man who corrupts presidents on the African continent, affecting hundreds of millions of people. And you tell me you're a journalist? I'm sorry. If you haven't written an article about TB Joshua, you can start from this program. And we've been sharing here anything that, especially what I've shared here, is indexed. So you can actually Google for air. There's nothing that I've said.
Let me tell you something, a bonus. You know, before TB Joshua goes into the service, he must sleep with a girl. It happened that there is this family who visited him from Cape Town, Mr. Eneke. So the daughter was prevailed upon to stay as a disciple of TB Joshua. After some time, TB Joshua began to use the girl because the father is rich, using the girl to prevail upon his father to start synagogue in Cape Town. So when the church was ready, they invited, oh boy, are you still there? So when the church was ready, they invited TB Joshua in order to be on the to come to open the church. But you know, leopard cannot change its skin. They did not lodge TB Joshua in an hotel because they have awesome mansion. So they gave him apartment. Do you know that when they were going to the service, TB Joshua grabbed this girl, Suzelle, and raped her? So the girl told the father, and they reported to the police. Before you know what is happening, TB Joshua did not finish the assignment. He has left Cape Town. Go and make research. After TB Joshua left, there is a law. If he entered Cape Town, he will be arrested. He couldn't return. That branch was closed down. He couldn't return to Cape Town. And the girl did not follow him back to Lagos. Till today, or except maybe they have discharged the clothes, the dresses of the girl were still in the synagogue. So after they reported him, they were going to take him. After they reported him, they were going to take him to court. Do you know that in Lagos, TB Joshua was printing the girl's picture and the father's pictures? They were taking it to the Marine Mountain to bury the picture and to do enchantment so that the case will die down. So, you know, if you call him a monster or a demon, it's much more than that. It's a principality. Please share.
Wow, here we are.
Share, please. Share
wow,
to
here
other
we are.
people so that they can learn.
Here we are, viewers, witnesses.
And somebody said they bar him entering London too, because 6 people died in London. They have HIV, and they told him, and they said to them that they should not use drugs. So these people died. So they barred him in London. So we are giving figures to you people. I think those people, maybe they have gotten a change of heart. See how we are laboring to talk to you. We are laboring to talk to you. So we have no reason. I've come a long way. I have come a long way. Still on this issue. And somebody said, now that TB Joshua is dead, will you stop? I said, no. It's freedom to the captives. All right? So we continue to pray. We continue to fast. Because after TB Joshua died, there are still other TB Joshuas. Let me share this dream with you. When I was in the synagogue, I saw a snake standing like a tree. And this snake was dead standing. Under the snake, I saw smaller snakes They were in multitude. They were going from the slave from one place to another. All right, they were going from one place to another, to different directions. So what that means in essence is that these demonic powers has gone to different nations. Are we going to talk about when TB Joshua's mother died? If we go into some things, we will not live here today.
Wow, here we are. Here we are, this is our session tonight. And if you found this helpful, do press the share button. I don't know, can you hear me well, Bisola? I just tried to adjust my sound there.
That's right.
Okay, right. Okay, thank you very much. So this has been our session, our engagement with the people, not just of our one country, by the way, the people of the African continent. And our endeavor is to strengthen our readers and contributors here watching, and with information we research. We've spent years researching on this. And by the way, we've been at the forefront of the whole the endeavor to fight for freedom of access for our populations. It's not been easy. There's been a price to pay for this, and many times we're labeled names. It's not easy. We fail to get access into certain areas because we are deemed to be critics, and yet hear me. It is because of that whole background of work that we have been doing over the years that we have come to this point now where you can see here we can bring forward to you authoritative news content that I don't even flinch. I don't need to read to tell you what has been happening. Never had we'd not gone to this stage where we could link our own research within our Zimbabwean context here with other nations, particularly Nigeria, where a lot of this has been coming from. And we would like to have, we are definitely going to have more sessions. When is TB Joshua going to be buried? I'll ask our guest. If we know, then we'll be able then to stretch our programs up to that day, because we want to do this. We want to bring out here, and this is stuff that you yourself you can challenge. You're also free to do that. That is what we want. But we want to have here for the people to be told what they should know and what certain people do not want them to know. Like right now, we're hearing a whole community here that's telling us, look, don't say anything, don't report anything bad about what he did, because like they say in Shona, Wafawanaka, when a person has died, just leave them to die, rest in peace. That's not Zimbabwean. I don't know if it's Nigerian, but what I know is, even in my own setting, hear me, in our own setting here, if someone was bad, it is talked about, because you see, why hide? Why hide? Especially if they committed crimes. And TB Joshua did commit crimes here, not one crime, numerous crimes here, and serious crimes. If you're in dispute, keep on watching, or maybe rewind this particular session and watch from back to end. And lastly, there's still people here, Bisola, were saying that you are only starting to say these things. I don't know where these people were. I've seen some of these comments being thrown right now. Bisola has not started today. I don't know how old you are. Bisola has been broadcasting. There are videos online. By the way, Bisola, is it okay if we use those videos to start to construct like a whole documentaries, those old videos? Do we have rights to do that?
That's right.
Is that okay?
You're free. It's information.
Okay, thank you. So you see, so Bisola here is not selling anything, as you can see here. So those videos, so those videos that you can see there from 2008, right? Is it 2008 or 2007? 2008. Oh, 2008. Yeah. So all those videos, if you watched it, but she was a lone voice. She was even labeled a demon at one time. And people even use the mockery on the way she looks. But yeah, I mean, Bisola is a beautiful woman. I don't know what people were getting there. And you know, just like even in my own context, when people don't like what I publish, they'll change my face. They'll say this and that. You're like this. You're like that. But hear me. This thing that you're seeing here is just a lump of earth. The Creator gave me this coat. It's just a coat. Okay, it's just like this. Okay, it's easier. Let me say this. It's easier to take off this thing than to take off this one here. I hope you heard me right there. Some of our Africans, I'm just telling you, it's easier to take off this coat, this lump of earth that the Creator gave me. By the way, He's going to give me a better one. It's going to give me a nice, very soon. That's why I do my journalism. I don't fear any nonsense. Okay. This thing, right? I can take it off at any time. So it's just a temporary coat that the Creator gave us so that we could walk on earth and make the earth a better place for our kids and grandkids. Here we are. We need to shut now. I don't know here. Maybe we could just have closing remarks. Dr. Chidi, we're going to have another session on Sunday evening, same time, okay, Sunday. But we might just subscribe so that you can follow the notifications. We're definitely having one on Sunday, but we might have every day getting into Sunday. We just need to arrange ourselves, but definitely Sunday, exactly the same time, 6 p.m. British time. We'll be back here. We could easily be back tomorrow. So subscribe so that you can subscribe on YouTube, on Twitter, and also subscribe to Bisola's YouTube account that we've posted there. Dr. Chidi, you want to say something as we close?
Yeah, what I want to say is that some people keep quoting the passage in the Bible that says the dead should bury the dead. Okay, I just want to expand and explain a little bit. We are not dead, so we are leaving the dead to bury the dead. What we are we're the living. We are speaking about, and we are speaking to the living, not speaking to the dead. I want to make this point clear. The reason why we are speaking is to send a clear message to the people who are still deceiving their congregations. The people who are still living, the people who are listening to us, those are the people we are using the case of TB Joshua to show the people who are still like TB Joshua what their story will be even now before they are dead, because this will give other people more confidence to speak out. We are just helping people to be able to speak out, because when they see us talk, they'll be like, oh my goodness, I didn't know you could say this. Some of you fit into the scenarios that you saw today. Some of you, you know yourselves, you have come, you've contacted me and you said, sir, I want to ask for forgiveness. I was part of the media team in this and that person's church. And when you had issues with that person, they paid us to cook the story against your channel. You know yourselves. And when we are saying these things, you know the truth. Some of you ladies, you know you fall into the category of people who have slept with pastors, who are still sleeping with pastors right now, and you are under the influence of his bullish nature, and you think you're under a spell. Well, this is supposed to help you break that spell and speak up. So we're going to keep talking. If you don't like what we're saying, if you have better facts, social media is free. Set up a YouTube channel, set up a Facebook channel, and do a live countering what we're saying. Or you can choose to come on this show. You can choose to come on my channel. By the way, also subscribe to WMTV. We are doing stuff like this, not only about TB Joshua, but anybody who does something that is counterproductive. Anything you do that is counterproductive, that affects Africans wherever they are, we will come after you. We will hound you like a dog until you stop doing what you're doing. I'd like to thank you, my brother, for inviting me to your show, and I'm willing to come any other time you invite me to continue this. This is a huge project. it has gone beyond just TB Joshua. What we have heard tonight to give us a lot of concern, because all those African presidents who were coming there, you can imagine how can imagine how their contact with TB Joshua influenced and affected how they dealt with people in their country. So thank you so much, my brother. That's what I want to say in my closing remark. You're muted. You're muted.
Oh, thank you very much. I was saying on our next session, I want to hear more about what the African president, what was being done here to the African presidents more, because
they're still in the studio.
Yeah,
Crazy.
I think that would be important. That would be important to hear.
So crazy.
Absolutely. And if we can have more people, if you are a member of this organization that they call COAAN, whatever it is, okay, and you want to speak, hear me. This is your opportunity to speak. And yes, speak out. Speak out. And one thing that I want to say here is that I've noticed over the years that with these organizations, these leaders, they structure everything so that they build an organization rather than building people who are strong in themselves, who discover themselves, who discover who they are, who discover how great they are. Okay, these men and women, they invest in building and organizations that are great, and they invest time and money in building themselves so that they look great. But their people look miserable, and their people never develop. Their people never become. They never become, like someone's put there in the comment box there. They never become like the creator. The people become more miserable, and this is how you can easily spot these fake people. They make you believe in them than you believing in what the creator has put in you, has deposited in you.
Right.
You never discover who you are.
That's right.
Yeah.
That is the thing. That is the thing. They are slaves master. Okay? So they want you to run their race instead of you running your own race. They discover some good quality in you, and they had it into their organization. You understand? Your intellectual materials. There was Nancy, just a moment. Sorry, I just stepped away. I just saw it. Look at, before I left the synagogue, this is what TB Joshua wants us to sign. This is the document. Maybe I will scan it and I will send it to you. What is written here, a lawyer prepare it. That all your time, either you are doing voiceover, or you are writing, or you are a photographer, or whatever you have done, everything belongs to the synagogue. You have no right, and you cannot contest it in the court of law. All the disciples collect is 200 naira. When I entered there, we were collecting 20 naira. Me, I came in as a banker. You can imagine what an embarrassment. You understand? And
wow.
By the time I left there in 2008, they were collecting 200 naira, not even up to, not anyway, at that time, the conversion was low, maybe like $2.
And quickly, someone just, I didn't mean to cut you there, Bisola. Someone, just as we get into the end, someone has posted and said, look, I heard about Bisola long back ago, but her stories were never corroborated and therefore not credible. And I'm wondering there, this gentleman there, I can't spell your name, where were you on this program? If there's been no corroboration, I am bringing you corroboration here, and I'm not the only one. for over 6 years, there's been corroboration here that proves what Bisola has been saying here is consistent with the reality of TB Joshua's conduct. And that specifically relates to the molestation of young women. So if you're saying there's been no corroboration, I don't know what you're talking about. Maybe you're saying there's been no advertisement. Great. If you say there were no banners, no billboards, no flyers, okay. There was no fanfare. There were no flashy, what do they call them, by the way? Those video adverts, okay, jingles about Bisola. Yes, but if you're talking about corroboration, where have you been? Have you been watching this program? Right, we need to end. Folks, it's late now. Right, and I know it's very late in Africa. If you love this program, press the share button, and we hope that it helps to develop you. If it does, okay, then do give us feedback. Share it, and let someone else get a piece of it. Let's cut now. Do subscribe, by the way, because when we next have our next session here, we're going to advertise. We will definitely, between today, tonight, and Sunday, we are definitely going to have a one or more, if not every day, excuse me, as we're getting into Sunday. But we're definitely having on Sunday. Just subscribe so that you follow. Thank you very much. Ogachidi Bisola.
Okay, bye-bye.
Thank you for today. How do I say goodbye in what do they call your language, by the way? Nigerian. Yoruba.
You say Odaro, Odaro.
Odaro. And Chidi, which language are you?
Igbo.
You're a Jew. Oh my word.
So say Kemesia. And how do you say it in your language?
You say goodbye. Oh my god. Do you know what? I've become anglicized now. I've literally forgotten. I'm just joking.
Please don't do that to us. Next time you have to know what
right.
What we're
How
preaching
say,
again.
Those right. Please type. Give us some Shona there. Toti goodbye. Say Toti chi. Chisarai. It's Chisarai. That's better. Yeah, that's better.
Okay, good. Okay, Chisarai. Bye-bye.
Well, here we are, viewers. This is your favorite news network, and we're cutting now. Do join us, subscribe for more of these sessions here. We are going to be hearing from more victims of sex.